fellas. This is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for this devotional. We are in Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 through 8 classic verses. Here's what Solomon says. Today, go to the ant, O sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. Without having any chief, officer, or ruler, she prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. Now, intuitively, we all know that there are natural moral laws that govern all of mankind. There are these kind of universal moral standards that are the basis for how we live and do life. Now, most of the time, we don't pay attention to them because we assume them. We might call them unspoken natural moral laws. But every once in a while, someone violates one of them. For example, a buddy maybe shares a secret that we have told them in confidence, or a parent breaks a promise that they have made, or a protestor burns a building. Imagine that. And in these moments, we see these laws because someone violated them, right? We bumped into the injustice of them. And in this text, Solomon is giving us one because, well, he wants us to avoid its injustice by moving it from unspoken to the spoken category. So imagine Solomon looking down one day at two simultaneous events. One is a man doing nothing. Right next to him is a mound of busy ants. And at this moment, he sees a natural moral law at work, one that teaches us something about how to live life. So here are the laws and the 4 lessons we can learn from this one event, essentially from an ant. Law number 1, be a hard worker, not a slacker. Law number 2, be self-motivated, not constantly needing motivation by others. Law number 3, be industrious, not just waiting around for someone to provide you with solutions. And law number 4, be prepared and not surprised by coming seasons. Now, remember, these natural moral laws have more important lessons to teach us rather than just the laws themselves. They actually teach us that we want and need to be governed. Otherwise, we will live in chaos and injustice. So keep in mind, while we might see natural laws at work in this world that we adhere to, not everybody's going to adhere to them, right? They're there for a reason. They're there to point us to something. They point us to a lawgiver, someone who established them in the first place. And that lawgiver was God. And with him, there's another law at work, a divine law, one that supersedes all natural laws, yet at the same time doesn't violate them. And here are 2 of these divine laws. First, the law of universal sin, that in essence you are a sinner and live in a sinful and broken world. And second, the law of God's grace, that God wants to save you from your sin because you can't save yourself by your morality. So today, fellas, get out there and by all means be moral. And when you see immorality or behave immorally, remember we worship a lawgiver, one who governs all things and extends grace to you and others who sin. I love you guys. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.